with the whole thing that China's doing with the whole de-dollarization, the whole Brics thing. People say, for those of you who don't know, Brics is basically China, Russia, India, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, and Brazil all getting together to kind of start their own currency in a way, so that they don't have to depend on the dollar. So they're quote unquote de-dollarizing, and what that essentially means is that those countries, whenever they deal with each other, they're gonna deal with whatever currency that they come up with, and there's no need for the dollar. What does that mean for the United States? Right now, it doesn't mean much, but a quick lesson here. The United States is the world reserve currency, meaning that the dollar is accepted in most developed countries. What does that imply? That implies that the currency, our dollars, is a strong currency and pretty dependable. What does that allow us to do? Because the world demands our dollars and not just our countries, we can get away with printing a lot of money, right? And when we print a lot of money, because there's a demand for dollars, we can export a lot of the money that we print for the most part, and that keeps our inflation at bay, so we don't have runaway inflation. So, if other countries start dumping the dollars and there's no need for dollars, well, all the dollars go back into the United States, further devaluing our currency, resulting in inflation going up and going higher. So even the dog is upset about that. I don't know if you guys can hear the dog. The dog is not too happy about that. Yeah, no, I hear you. But yeah, so what China and Russia and India, they're all trying to do, they're trying to start their own currency, bypassing the dollars. So another thing to keep in mind is that if a country like Japan wants to buy Saudi Arabian oil, okay, oil from Saudi Arabia, they can't just use Japanese yen. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah.
They have to convert Japanese yen into dollars, okay, American dollars. From those dollars, they go and buy Saudi Arabian oil. Obviously, the world needs oil. By proxy, that means the world needs dollars. So, the concerning thing is that obviously runaway inflation and everything. A lot of people aren't worried about it. I'm still worried about it. A lot of people are saying, well, it's only countries that they barely get along right now.
Yeah,
and that's kind of true.
I was going to say that as well, but like once NATO countries start announcing the same thing, that's when we should worry. I think France announced it.
France is talking out their neck recently. I don't know if you noticed.
Because France had I don't know if Prime Minister or the President, whatever they call, as the leader of that country. He said that he had a meeting with the president of China.
Then he came back talking tough,
talking about like, oh, we should try not to use the dollar in France. And I'm like, what's going on?
He was like, yeah, we should. In a way, I can kind of understand, but we're Americans.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna.
Yeah. We're not gonna let that happen.
We're not gonna let that slide. He was like, yeah, we should. We're allies, but we don't want to be vassal states. Which, an argument could be made that Europe is nothing more than a vassal state for the United States. And for anybody questioning that, keep in mind that the reason that Europe is calm, nobody's afraid of France. Oh, Croatia is not invading, I don't know, Belgium.
Why aren't they afraid?
Because they know what it is. They know when they see those Star-Spangled Banner. They know when they see that flag. But that's the thing. Europe has been more or less stable because of the United States for the most part. So yeah, you say you don't want to be vassal states, but y'all have not done anything at all to be able to say, hey, we're standing on our own 2 feet. You don't develop an army. Trump, for the most part, actually even told them, like, yo, your military spending has to be at least 2% of your GDP or something like that. And they weren't even doing that. You know why? Because they were counting on America defending them. You think America's going to stand by and watch as the UK gets invaded?
So they're saying that they might, depending on who gets elected for the next president of the United States, they're stating that they might get rid of NATO. What do you think about that? Getting rid of NATO alliance?
To be fair,
and getting rid of globalization and just everyone just developing their own countries to be able to provide for their own infrastructure.
I like that. I feel like globalization has benefited the consumer.
It has benefited and developed other countries as well, which was the goal.
That's the thing. It developed China, and look what happened.
Yeah.
That's.
me any bitch.